Lentor Central residences will be perfect for upgrader families. Recently, a client reached out to me because they wanted to sell their house, cash out and reinvest into a new property. So I suggested the Lentor area, and honestly at first they were not very keen with the location. But after I shared with them the potential returns, they started to become keen. It's not always about liking the location, but of course if your budget permits, then you can consider other better locations. But just be very careful in selecting the right project. Before I continue, please help me to like this video and share it with someone who you think might be interested in what I'm sharing, as this will greatly motivate me to do more videos like this in the future. So a brief quick overview of Lentor Central. Today we'll be covering project overview, downside of Lentor Central, the estimated pricing, floor plan and site plan, why Lentor Central, and the exit strategy. Number 1. Project overview. I'll be doing a brief overview of the project details, as all this information can also be found online. So number 1, it is located at 18 and 20 Lentor Central, just opposite Lentor Modern Mixed Development, making it one of the closest plots to Lentor MRT station and shopping centre. Number 2, it is the tallest development in Lentor area, consisting of 477 units with 2 blocks, 28-storey and 27-storey blocks respectively, with 1 childcare centre and 2 levels of basement parking. And thirdly, it is developed by GoCo Land, Hong Leong and CSC Land Group. Number 2, the downside of Lentor Central residences. To be honest, there aren't many downsides to Lentor Central residences, but here are a few potential downsides in my opinion. Number 1, if you have kids and want to live near a school, just a heads up, Lentor Central residences isn't within 1 km to CHRJ St. Nicholas Girls' School. Number 2, because Lentor area is still in the midst of developing, there isn't much around for now. Number 3, estimated pricing. I just want to caution that at the time of this recording, the developer has yet to release the prices for Lentor Central residences. So any price estimates here will be based purely on research and speculation of past land bid and launch prices. We can see in the previous harmonized project Lentor mentioned, the land bid was $985 per square foot, and the project went on to achieve an average transacted PSF of $2,274. So for Lentor Central residences, the land bid was $982 per square foot. Looking at these trends, it would be safe to say that Lentor Central residences would be launching at around $2,300 per square foot. So to give a better example, a 2+ study at 786 square feet will be launching at around 1.729 million, which is a rather palatable figure for many newlyweds and HDB upgraders. To break it down further, imagine a HDB upgrader selling their flat for about 800k. They would then be able to buy into this price, as the down payment and other fees will come up to be around 520,000. Number 4, floor plan. I've reviewed all the floor plans and categorized them into 2 parts. Number 1, affordability, and number 2, if your budget permits. For those prioritizing affordability, I would recommend the 2+ study unit if you have a limited budget. The layout of this unit is a dumbbell layout in which you have your master ensuite and the common bedrooms on each side, giving it a more spacious dining and walkway area. And if you're a small family looking to start somewhere, this would be ideal for you because you can also convert the study area into another room, and your common bathroom will act as a Jack and Jill layout for your kids to share the bathroom, giving them privacy as well. However, just a side note, there are a lot of different layouts as there are multiple blocks and they are all shaped differently. So for the second part, if your budget permits, I suggest going for the 4-bedroom premium unit, as they have a nice kitchen to the yard area that comes with additional storeroom and a WC. It also has a junior ensuite that is perfect if you're living with your parents, so that they get to have their own privacy. Before I continue, and if you have found this sharing useful so far, please help me by subscribing to this channel and let me know in the comments below what you would like to see in the future. Number 5, why Lentor Central residences? I have a few pointers. Number 1 being the pioneer advantage of buying into a new township. An example that I would like to bring up is the Northeast Line. So the Northeast Line was completed in 2003, and subsequently the areas around the Northeast Line started to develop. 2006, Buangkok MRT was completed. 2008, KPE was completed. 2011, Woodley MRT was added, and subsequently Bidadari Township was announced along with other developments in the Northeast region. This new infrastructure completely affected the price of the houses around the area. We see the interest and demand in the Northeast region growing exponentially in the past recent years. For example, the recent transaction in Woodley Residences hit $2,589 per square foot for our RCR location. In the OCR location, Sengkang Grand Residences has crossed $2,200 per square foot in the resale market. You can see a similar example happening with the Thomson East Coast Line, with the current focus being the Lentor area. The North-South corridor will be completed in phases from 2027, and Lentor Central Residences is the 6th out of 11 plot of lands that will be launching in the Lentor area, and we can only expect that future launches will be higher in price. We also see residential land subject to detailed planning in the master plan along the Thomson East Coast Line, in Woodlands North, Springleaf, Bright Hill, Caldecott and Mount Pleasant. We can see that the government is heavily investing in the areas along the Thomson East Coast Line, which in turn increases the interest and demand for properties in the area, and this will cause property prices to grow just like in the Northeast region. Number 2, the low supply of new condos in the Ang Mo Kio planning area. There are currently only 3 completed condos less than 10 years old. So back then when Ang Mo Residences was launched, many people flooded the show flat and it was 98% sold on the launch day. And number 3, it will be the location of the project. Comparing to the other projects in the Lentor area, Lentor Central Residences is one of the closest to the MRT station and shopping mall. And being a harmonized project, it also has efficient and practical layout for families. Number 6, exit strategy. Now let's talk about the exit strategy. If you're planning to buy this as an investment, here are some points to consider. An estimate of 54,995 units will reach MOP within 10 years between 2022 to 2033. It ranges from Yishun, Ang Mo Kio, Bishan, Hougang, Punggol, Sembawang, Sengkang, Serangoon and Woodlands. For example, a 4-room flat in Ang Mo Kio recently transacted at 1.08 million, while a 5-room flat in Serangoon has also recently transacted at $1.03 million. There are many more $1 million HDB flats transacted in the past few years, showing a trend that people are starting to accept this pricing. That means that there will be a huge pool of HDB upgraders looking to reinvest into a private property, so you do not have to be afraid that there is no demand for it. In general, if you are starting a family or purchasing a unit for investment, Lentor Central Residences is worth considering if your budget allows. However, if you have specific location preferences or budget constraints, feel free to reach out to me and I will be happy to develop an alternative strategy just for you. Before wrapping up, please support this channel by subscribing and letting me know in the comments what topics you'd like to hear about next. My name is Lorraine, and until next time, take care and goodbye.